Hello everyone, photojournalist Sam Tyler with samclicks.com, and welcome to my video notebook. Today is an anniversary of sorts for me. One of the reasons that I have on my Cuba soccer jersey here. 9 years ago, Nestor Hernandez brought myself and a large group of photographers and photojournalists to Cuba to teach a photography workshop to Cuban youth, to exhibit at the Teatro Nacional, and to pursue our own stories, photographic narratives on Cuba. And he called it Cuba Photo, and that trip, as well as a number of the trips that he led between the U.S. And Cuba, bringing American citizens to Cuba, was coordinated with the Center for Cuban Studies, which is where I am right now. CCS was founded in 1972, and it provides information about contemporary Cuba, and it also contributes to the normalization of relations between the U.S. And Cuba. And Nestor worked carefully and closely, with the Center for Cuban Studies, organizing all of his trips there. It is also, as a matter of fact, the executive director of CCS, Sandra Levinson, was just quoted in the article that was published in the New York Times just a couple of days ago, and I'll be sure to post that link behind this video. The article was about service programs that bring Cubans and Americans together to work on service projects in Cuba, and it's a great read. If you have an interest in Cuba, it's a great read, so I'll be sure to post that link behind it. For many of us on that first trip 9 years ago, it was our first venture into Cuba, and for me it was the beginning of an ongoing project documenting this fascinating country. Since then I've been back a number of times all over Cuba, shooting stories, and in just a couple of weeks, in the coming weeks, I'll be returning to Cuba to photograph several stories for a magazine. And I expect to bring a number of photographers with me, with a variety of skill levels. So if you have an interest in participating in this cultural exchange program, stay tuned. The information, as well as the programming and the details about the upcoming trip, will be posted on my Facebook page and also under the Cuba section of samclicks.com. So we're really excited by that, and looking forward to it. Nestor, one final word about Nestor. He was one of my mentors. He mentored a lot of people, actually. He brought a lot of people into exhibiting and turned them on to photography, not just here in the United States, but also in Cuba. A number of photographers remember Nestor and were terribly saddened when he died several years ago. But the good news is that all of the work that he did, bringing Americans to Cuba, organizing workshops for Cuban youth, and organizing cultural exchange programs that supported or emphasized person-to-person exchanges, was a powerful legacy, is a powerful legacy that lives on. So there's good in all of that. Very good. If you are in New York, feel free to stop by the Center for Cuban Studies. Check out their website as well. There's a lot of interesting, informative, high-quality Cuba programming going on that CCS is involved with. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the upcoming trip that I'm organizing for photographers down to Cuba. Very good. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk with you soon.